This man risked his life in the name of his Hippocratic oath, and we need to talk about it. Spoilers if you haven't seen the finale of The Gilded Age. Getting shot during this time period is essentially a death sentence. I learned that in Hamilton. Unless there is a doctor around to immediately give you help, there's no way you're surviving it. But by a stroke of luck, Dr. Kirkman was across the street from the Russells when George got shot. And even more fortunate for them, he was not a coward like that white doctor that everyone on the Upper East Side was calling. Because if you recall in the first couple episodes, when our girl Peggy had the flu, which also could lead to death, the white doctor wouldn't even see her. Obviously, we can say it's because he's racist, but it's a little bit more complicated than that because at this time, racism is a part of law. So treating Peggy may have gotten that white doctor fired and disgraced. He may have even went to jail. That being said, the backlash that white doctor would have faced is an eighth of what Dr. Kirkland and his entire family would have faced if George Russell died on that table, which was very fucking likely. Look at my boy, he's down bad. The Russells mention it when they give Dr. Kirkland the money, that if George Russell, a very rich man, died in the hands of Dr. Kirkland, he would undoubtedly be lynched. And honestly, if you read some of the horror stories from this time period, he probably wouldn't have been the only one. By treating George Russell, he put himself and everyone he knows at risk. But Dr. Kirkland is so committed to his craft that he doesn't care. In the way that Bertha didn't care that he was a black man. Because as odd as it may seem when the butler brought up, hey, he's colored, that was a wild thing for the butler to do in the first place. Bertha accepting was even a wilder choice. And because Big Bertha is a leader and was so confident in her answer of being okay with a black doctor, the rest of the house followed suit. Everyone was helpful to Dr. Kirkland, which was imperative to George surviving. Actually, the women kind of saved the day in this one because not only was he there to see Peggy, and Bertha set up the situation to make sure that they would be, but Marion, who is used to working with black people because of her friendship with Peggy, jumped into action. I don't think y'all realize what a big move this scene was. A woman of status jumping on a table is such a huge deal. A black doctor working on a white man is an even bigger deal. And I'm glad that the Russells not only understood the bravery that it took for him to do this, but they acknowledged him and dutifully thanked him. I'm sorry, he deserved that money. That man could have died and everyone in his family, and he risked it because it was right. No one promised him anything. They could have killed him after for secrecy. He didn't care because he's a doctor, and that's why I fuck with him now. I didn't like him in the beginning. Now I ride for him.